In the Borneo island of Indonesia, mysterious dead bodies are being found one after another, bodies where the torso and the head belong to two completely different people. According to the local tribes, the curse of evil forest spirits is behind this. Others believe it's the work of an illegal trafficking ring. To solve this mystery, a female police officer arrives. So what happened next? Will she be able to uncover the truth? Or will she too vanish behind the veil of the forest's evil spirits? To find out, you have to watch today's explanation of the underrated Indonesian movie based on true events, Borderless Fog. Borneo Island, the Indo-Malaysian border. Dawn has just broken. People are starting to gather at the tea stall. Suddenly, everyone is startled by a heavy sound falling from a tree onto the roof of the shop. A body. As a few curious onlookers move the body, the head rolls off and falls across the border. Within an hour, both Malaysian and Indonesian police arrive. Since the body is on this side of the border, the Malaysian police leave, and a look of annoyance crosses Officer Panka's face. Conflicts among local tribes in the border area are nothing new, but months of recurring deaths have become a major headache. Therefore, as soon as the case file is opened, Inspector Sanja is sent from Jakarta. It was clear from the first meeting that Panka wasn't happy to see her at the station. The body has been identified, but this case isn't like the others. The body and the head belong to two different people. The head belongs to Border Patrol Officer Therick, but when Panka hesitates to identify the body, Officer Thomas provides the answer. 6 weeks ago, a missing person report was filed for a member of the Dayak indigenous group of Borneo. The body belongs to him. His name is Juing. The tattoos all over his body are proof. He was a Dayak activist. However, although the body is Juing's, Therick's head suggests the cause of death was a blow from something heavy. Meanwhile, Juing's family has arrived at the station. His nephew, Silas, vents his rage at the police because neglect toward the Dayaks is nothing new. Filing a missing report yielded no results. They believe the police are behind this, as the government has been a silent spectator to the injustice against Dayaks from the beginning. As the day progresses, Sanja reaches the crime scene with Thomas. While these seem like ordinary cases to the police, locals believe every death is caused by the evil spirits of the Borneo jungle, whom they call forest spirits. They believe no ordinary human could hang a whole body so high up in such a large tree. Sanja begins her investigation by questioning Bujang, the owner of the shop near the border. Now, let me tell you a bit about the Dayaks. The Borneo jungle is their homeland. They protect the forest like a mother. Music. They have fought their entire lives for the forest and the rivers. The Dayaks used to behead enemies to prove their honor and bravery in war. In the 1960s, when the palm oil business grew, large companies began seizing Dayak land. Instead of helping the Dayaks, the Indonesian government sold their land to palm oil companies for profit. Since then, the Dayaks have been anti-government. Bujang tells Sanja about a legendary communist leader named Ambong. He was once a main target for the police, but he was never caught. People say Ambong vanished into the Borneo jungle. For this reason, many call him the forest spirit guardian. Pointing to an abandoned pump factory inside the forest, Bujang says that even today, on full moon nights, the cries of dead children, who were once victims of the communists, can be heard from there. Before leaving, Sanja gives Bujang her number and asks him to inform her if he sees anything suspicious. On the other hand, at night, an unknown person is seen burning someone's head. In the morning, while returning from the market, someone sticks a 3-week-old letter from the Malaysian police onto Sanja's car. The letter demands quick action regarding Therick. But when Panka doesn't give the letter much importance, Sanja realizes why the Dayaks don't trust the police. Sanja secretly learns from a Malaysian policeman about the death of a man with a Garuda tattoo who hasn't been identified yet. While returning from Malaysia, Sanja enters a restaurant to eat and sees two sisters, Sindai and Aram, communicating in sign language. Meeting Sindai surprises Sanja because she learns they aren't here to travel but to work. Many children like them work here. However, before she can learn more, a woman named Umi takes them away. Meanwhile, Silas gets into a scuffle with border guards while collecting wood in the forest and goes into hiding. When his family comes to the station to complain, it is speculated that Silas has joined a local gang called Tajau. Perhaps they are the ones behind this. So Sanja arrests Silas from their hideout the next day and warns him that revenge for Jewing cannot be taken this way. Instead, he should trust her. Suddenly, a message arrives from Bujang. Sanja meets him, and Bujang claims the forest spirit told him in a dream that the killers of Jewing and Theric are not the same person. Now, no matter how much the locals believe in the forest spirit, Thomas and Sanja don't believe him at all. It's a full moon night. The forest is unusually quiet. While Umi is crossing the border with Sindai and others, the car has to stop because the road is blocked by a turbulent forest river. As Umi gets out to clear the path, someone suddenly drags her into the jungle. Only a scream is heard. 3 days later, some people gathering honey in the forest see a terrifying sight. Umi's head is hanging from a beehive, and her phone is stuffed into her mouth. Sanja arrives at the scene and remembers seeing Umi with those girls in Malaysia. Checking Umi's phone, Sanja finds photos of her with Theric, the man with the Garuda tattoo, and the local crime lord, Agam. News then arrives that the Malaysian police reported seeing Umi human trafficking teenage girls in a white van 3 days ago at 11 p.m. Umi is dead, and while some girls were found, Aram and Sindai are missing. Panka orders them to drop other cases and find the girls. However, instead of following orders, Sanja arrests Agam and learns that Umi and Theric all worked under him. But before further interrogation, Panka tries to defend Agam, making Sanja realize that Panka is somehow involved in Agam's illegal activities. Meanwhile, we see Sindai and Aram wandering aimlessly in the forest. Sindai believes the forest spirits will show them the way. During the investigation, another shocking piece of news emerges. Aram's father had sold her to Agam. Upon hearing this, Sanja goes to the station to interrogate Agam, only to find that Panka has released him. Without informing anyone, Sanja reaches Malaysia to arrest Agam, but the Malaysian police stop her because Agam holds Malaysian citizenship. No Indonesian police can arrest him there without permission. When Sanja blames Panka for this, Panka appeals to Jakarta for her transfer. The next day begins with sensational news. Aram's father's dead body has been found. However, people are happy about this death. This is what happens when a father sells his own child for money. Fear overshadows the Dayak community. Sanja meets Genta, one of the missing girls, who seems to be hiding a deep fear. After Sanja reassures her, Genta reveals that before going to the border, they were kept in an old factory at night. However, she couldn't tell where it was because she was blindfolded. Genta gives Sanja a locket made of ivory and says she found it in that factory. Seeing the locket, Sanja is stunned. It belongs to Jewing. So, the next morning, Sanja goes alone to the haunted, abandoned pump factory in the Borneo jungle that Bujang had mentioned. Her eyes first fall on a plastic food wrapper with today's date on it. But before she can investigate further, an unknown person attacks her and throws her into a tank, causing her to lose consciousness. Meanwhile, Sindai finds a cave in the forest and hides there, only to see several weapons and decapitated bodies. She flees in terror. Hours later, Sanja regains consciousness and tries to climb out, but the tank is too deep. In hopes of survival, she screams and bangs on the tank until she slumps down. She doesn't know how much time has passed, but suddenly she sees Thomas opening the tank lid. Bujang had heard the screams from the factory and informed Thomas. Thus, she survives this time. In the afternoon, it starts raining, so they spend some time at Bujang's shop. During their talk, Thomas mentions he is also from the Dayak group, which makes him more hated by the locals because he sides with the police. Sanja also shares her past. Before joining the police, a young girl died in an accident involving her car. Since her father held a high police post, he suppressed the case because he didn't want his daughter's dream of becoming a cop to be shattered. Consequently, she has faced criticism throughout her career and fights her conscience every day. Just then, a call comes. Sindai's body has been found in the forest, but Aram is still missing. While going home at night, Sanja sees Thomas taking money from Panka at the station, and her suspicion grows. The next morning, she goes alone to meet Bujang for secret information. They are supposed to go looking for Aram in the forest shortly. Meanwhile, Sanja's transfer letter has arrived, but the case is still unsolved. Hearing that Sanja is returning to Jakarta tomorrow, Thomas comes to her house. Sanja holds him at gunpoint and asks the reason for his betrayal. She learns that Panka paid him to keep an eye on her. Although Thomas didn't reveal her trip to the factory, there was no doubt that it was Panka who attacked her that day. The next day, Sanja goes to see Silas. A strange determination grows within her. Sanja believes Theric, Juing, Umi, the man with the Garuda tattoo, and Aram's father were all involved in the trafficking ring. But who is the real killer? Perhaps Agam. So, the two of them kidnap Agam and bring him to the forest. When they are about to kill him, he cries out that the man with the Garuda tattoo was named Ashraf. Ashraf had stolen his money and fled, so Agam had Theric finish him off. Similarly, Sindai became his victim to cover up his crimes. But Agam was not behind Theric's death. Instead, one day, someone sent Ashraf's head to him, and he burned it out of fear of getting caught. In other words, the unknown person burning the body in the forest at the beginning was Agam. But the surprising thing is, who is involved in the rest of the murders? On the other hand, Thomas had worked with Sanja long enough to know she wanted the best for his people and wasn't corrupt. So he decides to get the truth out of Panka. While returning with Panka, he hides his phone to record and holds Panka at gunpoint to get a confession about the attack on Sanja at the factory. Here, the movie's reality is revealed. Panka was involved in the border trafficking ring from the start and received a large cut of the profits. This is why the Dayak's case files only kept piling up. After getting the confession, Thomas handcuffs him, but Panka eventually unlocks them using a ring, crashes the car, shoots Thomas, and orders Sanja's arrest for kidnapping Agam. Meanwhile, Silas flees with Agam to take revenge, but the police catch them shortly after. While Sanja watches this from a distance, someone sneaks up and knocks her out. She wakes up in the factory. Fresh blood is everywhere, and Thomas's headless body is propped up against a pillar. Seeing this, Sanja completely loses her mind. Suddenly, hearing footsteps, she turns around to see an unconscious Aram. Then, through the fog, Bujang's cold voice is heard. "She will recover soon. Don't worry." Sanja stares at him as if seeing a ghost because Bujang is holding Thomas's severed head, and Panka is tied up. When Sanja points her gun at him, Bujang says he came to clean the factory and saw Panka beheading Thomas. So, the real culprit Sanja was looking for all along is Panka. But when Panka tries to distract Bujang and Sanja points her gun at Bujang, an incredible event occurs, revealing the movie's true twist. Sanja notices a strange transformation in Bujang. His body and way of speaking slowly change. Actually, this entire chain of events started from the trafficking ring at the Indo-Malaysian border, of which many became victims. It all began with Ashraf, whose death Sanja learned about from the Malaysian police because Panka had hidden it. Ashraf stole Agam's money, so Agam used Theric to kill him. Then comes Juing's name. As a Dayak activist, he was always against this trafficking ring, so he became Theric's victim. But Juing's death was the turning point. When the police did nothing, the area's oldest and most trusted man, Bujang, stepped forward. No one suspected him due to his physical condition. To bring these events to the police's attention, he became possessed by the forest spirit of Borneo. In the final stage of the movie, we learn that Bujang kept his victims' bodies in a cave, which Sindai accidentally saw, leading to her death. Bujang then beheaded Theric on behalf of the Dayak group and hung the head with Ashraf's body to confuse the police so they would connect it to the trafficking ring. Next, Umi became Bujang's victim because she trafficked children for Agam. Aram's father, despite being a Dayak, had sold her to Umi, so he was Bujang's next target. At this point, seeing the sharp weapon in Bujang's hand, Sanja tries to shoot, but she gets lost in a strange trance. In the blink of an eye, Bujang separates Panka's head from his torso. Fog begins to fall. Nothing can be seen even a foot away. Sanja runs with her gun to catch Bujang, but her body feels increasingly heavy. An echo is heard. "Sanja, I don't want to kill you because you didn't want to harm the Dayaks. I hope you got all your answers today." As the fog thickens, Sanja feels someone walk right past her. A cold sensation, and then everything goes silent. After this incident, Sanja rescues Aram and uses the last video found on Thomas's phone as evidence to arrest Agam, who is later killed in jail. Perhaps the forest spirit was behind that too. Sanja discloses nothing about Thomas's corruption. Instead, she wants to make Thomas an inspiration for future generations of Dayaks, which is what he always wanted. The time comes for Sanja to return to Jakarta, but she has to stop the car at a street corner because a large crowd has gathered around a tree. Out of curiosity, Sanja goes forward and is shocked. Bujang's head is hanging from the tree, and with this, the movie Borderless Fog ends. Now the question may arise, why Bujang? In this context, we are shown Bujang's childhood in 1972, where he is cleaning a blood-stained military boot in the river. During his story to Sanja, Bujang mentioned that although he was a Dayak, he spent a long time working for the military. In the 1960s, the Indonesian government used the Dayaks to eliminate communists. So, while Bujang saved the community from the trafficking ring, Ambong killed him to take revenge for his betrayal. The communists wanted to give everyone the right to live freely without illegal interference from the government or military. The murders at the Borneo border remain a mystery to many even today, just like this borderless fog. Fog is not always just weather. Sometimes it is a tool to hide the truth. In a state where the government cannot see its people's pain, such invisible forces are born. Forces created from the cries of the oppressed, the blood of the deprived, and the rage of the neglected. Borderless Fog reminds us that when justice is suppressed, humans give birth to monsters. So friends, how did you like the video? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked it, give it a like. You're watching Ghostly Screen, where dark mysteries and supernatural tales come alive. Don't forget to subscribe before the lights go out.